you'd have to say Johnny, I think, in terms of the length he's out there and stuff. I think I'd like to think that I'm out there close to where he is in terms of kicking practice, but I think in terms of on the field he works really hard. But a lot of the guys are in a similar ilk now. I think that maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it wasn't so often that guys would hang around and do lots and lots of extras, but guys have really turned the corner now in the way we play and the way we train, so a lot of hours are spent out there in the field. James Haskell's another one who spends a lot of time on the field working with his hands and his ball skills, and also I think in the gym too. So there's a real atmosphere, I think, around squads now of real effort in training. For me, it's those guys that can do things that you always dreamt of doing. You know, the guys who have unbelievable ability in terms of how they create things. So you look at someone like Chris Ashton, how his ability to run off the ball, how he does that. You look at someone like Matt Banahan, the way he offloads the ball, and those sort of guys, I think, are the guys that really inspire you, because they're the types of people that really show off the skills and have things that maybe you can't earn, maybe you can't work to get. You have to actually be very skillful to do so. And I remember playing with a guy called, I suppose, Aaron Major, who is a Kiwi in New Zealand. I probably shouldn't mention the name, but he again was someone who had unbelievable skills and they're always very, very comfortable on the ball. I think there's quite a few at the moment. I'll probably miss loads of people out here, but I think there's a guy at our place, George Ford, who's playing fantastically well, and he's a 10. We've got, I think the good thing with England is the under-20s is now on TV, and there's a lot of exposure for young guys coming through, and there's a lot of good guys playing out there. But George is certainly a guy I think who's been playing fantastically well for a long time now, still only 18, but he's really progressing, and he's probably the guy I have most first-hand knowledge of what he's doing at Leicester. But he's a really strong talent, and hopefully he just keeps getting better and better. I enjoyed training with Ben Youngs because he makes me feel good about myself. So he'd probably be my number one. But if you really want to get pushed by someone, I think, Tom Croft, Dan Cole, those Leicester boys, when I'm at home, train really, really hard. They work incredibly hard in the gym. When you're with England, Mark Quater is a fantastic trainer who works incredibly hard too. So there's probably a good collection. At the moment, we're all training in our peer groups really, in terms of who we have, how we have it, in terms of, I guess, the 10s train together, 9s train together, that's the second row. So there's a real competition in terms of what we're lifting and what we're doing in the gym. So they've been my groups to recent time. There's been good fun in those groups, because although there is that competition and need to want to be selected, there's a good atmosphere around the training because you want each other to do really well. Probably a real toss-up between Stade de France, obviously in Paris, which is hostile, but if you win there is an unbelievable feeling. And again, I suppose likened to Millennium Stadium, again very hostile, especially when you're coming in on the bus and there's a few lovely hand gestures and you make your way in through Cardiff. But it's hostile, but it's fantastic if you win there.